welcome back, survivors. I'm the Survivalist, and we return to Don't Starve Together, where not my proudest moments at the end of last episode. With the hound attacks that happened, I'm just going to toss a little bit in there. The hound attacks that happened basically got us killed. I was an idiot, and I forgot that I actually changed the default control scheme, so instead of having attack on F, it was P, and resulted in a pretty stupid, very easy to prevent death. So I have to try to recover from that because we have very little health actually left. I'm hoping maybe I can try to find some flowers, even with it being winter right now. And that actually reminds me too, I probably shouldn't stray too far from the fire until I can get some health back in us either. Because I don't think I have a temperature, or a way to like measure my temperature of when heat will, like, how we're basically doing for that. So I'm just going to see if I can try to get, a little bit of food made up. I don't know if maybe try and go more on the veggies, or if there's like certain food I should try eating just to get a little bit more of our health back to begin with. But yeah, I've got to see about what we can do to offset the, coming back from death there. Well, there's that. Okay, that's... we'll eat that for... yeah, it gives a little bit of food there, so that's at least helpful. I still have my issues with, like, the combat for Don't Starve, even if I, again, doing it poorly. I feel like the mouse click stuff is a little awkward to try fiddling around with. Okay, that's not good. That was already a fair bit of our health lost there, so we'll pick up the thermal stone. I should check and see if I actually have enough to... okay, can probably make up one more little healing thing. Yeah, I just need a couple of ashes, which that could actually be pretty easy to get right here. Put you there, you there. Okay. Once those burn, we should be able to have that done pretty well. Actually, I should probably keep a stack of that on me and just add a bit more in to keep us warm. Well, actually, I've got more than I thought I would have had. So let me see if I can get... oh, careful. I don't want to accidentally get myself killed doing this. Okay, so we'll do that, swap that out again. So there's that, and I believe we have... yeah, we can at least make up one of those right now, heal ourselves up a bit. There we go, that's a nice little boost to help us out. And those will keep going. I don't think there's anything else I really need to use the spider glands for, so I should be good just to let that go through. Yeah, our sanity's not doing too hot right now. That's something I'll need to remember. We'll reset the tooth trap, even if I don't think it was all that helpful for us. There we go. Over here, make up a couple more. Or just one more. There we go. Getting ourselves a little bit back in shape. So we've got one more we can make offhand right now, and I can always try checking the traps up by the spider area for that. It was, again, a highly preventable death that could have been entirely avoided, but you kind of know what you're in for if you're watching the channel at this point. I'm not exactly the best when it comes to, well, anything. But we at least try to make our way along. Okay, but there is ourselves at least a little bit better healed up. Might as well pick these just before sunset. I should also try looking at seeing about making a, actually, with the traps I've got, maybe we'll try putting out a couple more quickly before the sun does set. Because we might be able to make ourselves a pair of earmuffs to deal with the cold a little bit more while we're out here. Ooh, speaking of... okay, well, there's another trap gone, but at least we've got that. And let's get back to the warmth before that kicks in. Okay, so for clothing-wise, for the hat, it is just a stick now, which should be easy enough to make up. Yeah, that should help us a little bit. I don't know exactly how much, but that might keep the heat, or keep us a little bit warm for a while yet. Just try to till what we can before... Okay, here comes the dark. Toss that in. That out, and we'll just sit by the fire. So my thinking is for the Don't Starve Together, this will be the last week of it. We'll see till the end of winter to... It kind of feels like a paradoxical design for a survival game, how, like, a year of Don't Starve usually seems to work, or how I think it usually works. And I guess a little bit of the logic behind it... Yeah, you know what, we'll have a really big fire go. As the logic behind it is, it forces you to continually look at... progressing and moving and exploring and seeing the world. Although, with how, like, Don't Starve has its perma-death thing, it is also kind of a weird choice of how it's done, too. Okay, I think that's all there done, so that's fine, go back. Equip the spike bat, stay by the fire. Yeah, we definitely gotta get the sanity up. It's dropped quite heavily now. Should also look and see if I can make up a few more traps as well, just for getting a few things. I don't think we'll have a lot of stuff regrow in winter. I'm pretty sure it's a case of... Ooh, the spooky shadow person again. We just got a couple of moments before we should have a new day, and we'll go from there. We'll try and check and see about the traps around the spider area. Hopefully get a couple more organs so I can at least just top ourselves up for heals, as well as maybe, if we're lucky, there are still some flowers on the ground I can pick for, like, just the sanity boost. The thermal stone, I'll probably want to pick up and carry that with us as we go. Because as long as you have the thermal stone and it's at a certain temperature or like a color for itself, I believe it's kind of a way of signifying for the player that you do have an extra bit of heat to help you out through the colder days. We don't really have access to anything like the... there's winter items. I don't think it's the raincoat, although that might be one. There's more in that, though. Yeah, like I think the breezy vest, puffy vest, and the hibernation vest are like your best things you could get. Okay, let's work towards the spider dens and just see if we can find a few more flowers to help, like, offset the sanity effects going on, because... Yeah, at this low, they are impacting a bit. So I think it's, yeah, a bit more to the right here. Twigs aren't a problem. Might as well pick up a couple since we can. Oh, there's a flower. Okay, so there's a little bit of sanity back. Yeah, I'll just see if I can try to bring them down by the traps. Shoot, no. And I don't want to engage the warriors that stay there, so... you know what, we got a... Other things we can grab. Let's just gather what we can from here, since there's actually a nice little spot of all this. And then I think there's also the, to the north there were the beehives, and they had a lot of flowers by them. So if they're still around, that might be a good little boost area to help us recover. Let's see. Oh. Okay, well, there's a merhead. Might as well pick some grass while we're in the area, too. Some more berries won't hurt. We can always try making something for back home. Oh, wow, look at that little... nice little flower patch right over here. Oh, and actually a full berry bundle. Oh, come on, pick them up. Yeah, at least eating these also helps for our recovery there, too. Oh. Okay, I'm surprised at these berry bushels. This is actually a lot to find at once. We'll harvest everything here, then can probably make a... Okay, this is where I wish I had the boomerang. Because, like, these would be some good sources of meat if I could get them down, but... I don't think I'm going to have any good way of getting them to a point where I can try attacking. Because, yeah, they basically have a pretty speedy run to themselves. I might be able to try to pin it along the coast, but we'll start heading back for base anyway. We've gotten a fair bit of sandy brought back. And, yeah, sunset's already starting on its way. And we do have the full span until true dark comes that we'd be fine out here with, but... still want to be cautious. Considering how last episode went, it is a little worrying. And we might also have to deal with the colder temperatures, too. Oh, okay, I do see... yeah, there's another spider gland, so at least we can make one more healing thing for us back home. Actually, make that 2. We do got one trap sprung. That's something that we can probably work with later. We'll get back, and I want to see... oop. I gotta be careful on the ice. Okay, I think we should be back basically home in a moment here. Yeah, here's familiar territory. Okay, store those in for now. We'll do 2 carrots, 2 berries, see what that makes. The rest will get put away in here. Also get fire going, thermal stone, drop that right by it. That's all alright. And might as well get ourselves some more logs out. That we can convert into ashes for the thing. Yeah, there's probably much better ways of doing this than I am. Actually, I wonder if I take the stack, can I just do... there we go. Okay, do that. Let it do its thing. That will hopefully convert into a bunch of ashes that we'll be fine with using on our own. I'll have to look at stocking this up with a little bit more fuel or firewood, though, but we've got a bunch of the south we're good with. And I actually found out one thing about the fencing sword. It's not a weapon. As much as it's called a fencing sword, the actual use of it is more like a fence tool. It basically rotates fences if you place them down on the ground. I only found that out from a YouTube short that just, for whatever reason, popped up on my feed. And it was like a case of, well, that feels complete... crap. Okay, so... sounds like tonight... okay, I don't know if they'll keep coming back all night or not. But we'll have to be careful. Another one in there. Oh, and unfortunately some of the ashes blew away. But we've at least got a little bit here, so we can make up a couple more of the healing things. So let's get those put together. And I think I'll actually save the second one. I don't think we need it because of how we're kind of up there right now for things. It's not the best we could be at, but it's certainly not the worst either. Like, okay, I don't think there's anything there to really grab much more of. I could try making up another boomerang, although... yeah, I'm probably going to regret it, but I'm going to see about making up another one of them just to have. Because, like, if we do go back out to that area where the turkeys were, those are a good source of meat if we can get them down. And I do also have more traps and such, so I think once we get to the new day, we should be able to get a little bit more of the mundane stuff sorted out. And we'll open up the little loot box we got. Oxford shoes. We'll save those for some other time. Yeah, I don't know what... there's so much in Don't Starve that I have no clue about exactly what things are. But considering the vast grove we've got to the south, I'm not too worried about, like, using excess firewood in the pit. I do have a few pieces of gold still, so we should be fine for, like, harvesting and getting everything done there. Yeah, so I think for those hands, it sounds like there's, like, little audio cues you can go off of for, like, when you push them far enough. I guess when they go back into, like, the full dark... you hear, like, the little music box almost coming to a stop. Oh, crap. That is not good. And I don't know if this would actually be the best way to deal with the tree guard or not. I was worried about this happening. Oh, come on, pick it up. God, I don't know why the game has some weird issues when it comes to stuff like that. And... oh, okay, so he actually did trigger the trap. Yeah, so this is kind of what you have to do is, like... okay, 2 in. I don't know if it's actually better to use the axe on him. But so much for getting our firewood today. Or we might get a little bit, actually, if we do manage to take this guy down. But yeah, this is basically Don't Starve combat, is go back and forth. There we go. Come on, light on again. Okay, yeah, I gotta be careful when I have him actually on fire. Because if I try smacking him, I'm actually getting health loss. And just to tick him off more, we're going to put the pine cones into there. Ow. Oh, come on, big guy. Yes, just basically have to go till he drops. But this is why you gotta be careful about... oh, there goes our one tentacle spike. That's why I wanted a second one. I don't know if an axe would actually be better to use on him, given he is like a giant tree. There we go. Okay, we got a bunch of living logs and one monster. I don't know how he has monster meat on him, but... what happens if I put one in? Okay, I don't know if that hurt our sandy too much. But at least that's him dealt with. And our health actually wasn't too badly off for that. I just have to hope if I do get another tree down, we won't have another one show up. Don't Starve has a lot of ways of trying to keep you in check from doing certain things, and really only letting you know through what can be some pretty punishing measures. I thought replanting a bunch of the trees I was cutting down would have helped offset the chance of the tree guards spawning. But that's not the case. At least we've got... Oh, no. Shoot. I didn't want to dig the grass up because as much as I can dig that up, unless I have a way of fertilizing it, it won't grow again once I plant it down somewhere. Okay, yeah, get things rotated back up here. It's like I can plant this up here, but you'll see... let's switch that out. Yeah, it needs poop. It needs fertilizer for that to go. Oh, we'll have that. We'll pick that. And let me see if I just do 4 things of berries in. I think that's just going to make jam for us, but I think that has a good health restore to it. Okay, so that in there. God, we'll try getting that trap quickly. Oh, that gave us a rabbit. Although, kind of an odd one. That gave us nightmare fuel. I don't think I want to be exactly working with that. I think you have to actually have low sanity in order to be able to make use of a number of the magic things here. Because, like, the Shadow Manipulator needs nightmare fuel for it. The Prestidigitator is going to need a lot of rabbit stuff for it. And, okay, so I'm at 54. If I put one of these living logs in, that stays at 54, so it doesn't hurt anything to use them. So, and you know what? I will heal ourselves up. Might as well reset the trap. So I've got 16 logs on me right now. And none in storage, so I might actually want to... Yeah, I'll put a couple in there so that way I can cut through the night. Tomorrow we definitely have to find the bees, or where they hang out, in order to try to get more flowers picked and get our sanity up far higher. I know I could try making up new recipes at the science machine in that for it, but I do not think I'll actually have enough stuff to craft new things to really offset it in a meaningful way. I might actually try to pick as many flowers as I can and make up a new flower crown to wear to help during the day. That might help our sanity boost itself up. Okay, we'll do that. Yeah, dig up everything that we can here now that we've done what we wanted. Probably should also replant some of the trees that we did dig up. And then go from that. We'll toss once. Okay, we'll toss the stack of that into there, top it up. Yeah, I don't think planting more pine cones will get our sanity up. Okay, that should be enough for that for now. Let me get the earmuffs on, the thermal stone. I'll drop that right there for now. So, okay, it was actually a little bit closer to us and straight up, where we'll have all the beehive stuff. Oh! Actually, I think... Okay, so that was the only one I could pick, but I think forget-me-lots... Yeah, they do help a very minor amount for our sanity. So let's head up now and see about trying to get those flowers quickly and maybe making up a flower crown if we've got enough. Because I'm sure there's going to be new problems that compound onto the insanity we're building here. Yeah, it should be just up here. There's the beehives. And, okay, there's one flower. I think we need a dozen. Ow. I guess it was the cold? Although... Oh, or maybe there was like a thorn we picked. Surprising. I'm kind of surprised at how much food we're still able to forage just out and about in winter. I thought it would be... A lot of things just wouldn't, like, grow. But, like, with the carrots, the flowers, even... I guess maybe because we didn't come around here and pick all this before. But there's our sanity boosted a little bit more. Yeah, I might as well pick up every bit of grass I can. And there's that. Pick up that grass. We've got another flower there, and I think that's enough for the flower crown. Yeah, it is. Okay, there we go. And you know what, I'm going to pick up the extra here too, just to have. Although... Okay, we better get back to base, although... Oh, a stage of some kind. Interesting to find. I don't think I'll interact with it though, given like the state we are currently in, just trying to get ourselves alive and decently off again. I don't know if actually holding the torch will warm us up on the way back, but we'll try it and see. Also try to see if we can find the path here. Because, yeah, health... Okay, that's steadily going down. Okay, so we definitely got to get by the fire and get that going. Yeah, I'm going to toss the 3 in just because with how we are holding up there, probably worth it. And, okay, so that's not stopping the sanity drain there. Maybe it'll just be, cook that, put the rest in there, same with those. Are you just the regular rabbits now? Okay, you are. I'm not sure what the sanity threshold is that changes them to be like the little shadow beast rabbit sort of things. There's that. There's that. Okay. We're getting through there. Oh, oh. That's different. Oh. Oh, okay, this is new. Ow. Ow. And we're probably going to die again here. Yeah, I don't know if I have anything... God, the... Oh. Okay, so I'm not exactly sure how these guys are operating. Yeah. By a Royal Rabbit Enforcer. I almost wonder if I should just try to wait out for the next morning and then come back over here. Because, like, that's one of the things about Don't Starve original intention being a perma-death game, is it feels like you're going to die a lot before you start even getting some understanding of, like, how the world really works and operates. And case in point is when you can have, like, random events like that just come along to basically screw you out of your life as well. Makes it really difficult to get stuff done. Yeah, I think I'm going to wait. Once we get morning, I'll take us back to our stuff and end this episode here, but I do think it's going to be good to end off our Don't Starve Together series this week. It feels like you almost need to know what settings make it into an easy mode to get your bearings to then start playing the game. Because, like, as we've seen, there's a lot of stuff that can just come out of nowhere to really, really punish the player. The tree guard is one. The hound attack's not so much, although I think on, like, your first attempts and playthroughs, they are going to be pretty difficult to manage. But then things like, all of a sudden, ambushed by those three from out of nowhere for reasons I'm not particularly sure of why it happened. The only thing I can guess is maybe because I killed too many of the rabbits. But then that kind of leans into a thing of, how are you supposed to track how much you're able to do and what you're doing too much of? Like, Don't Starve has some weird paradoxes for design, in my opinion. You can only cut down so many trees so often, or you're punished. You can only trap and kill so many of the rabbits to keep yourself fed in that, or you're punished. You can only do so much of this, or you're punished. Like, it's a really... Oh, and you know what? Even once I do spawn back in here, I think I might actually die from the cold because of winter, too. Because you don't come back at full health. I think it's you come back with, like, a very small amount, or even less. I'll just wait for the new day to dawn. We'll haunt this, get back, and see if we can even try making it through the winter. Because I'm going to have, I think, those rabbit things now around the base. I don't know if they will be aggressive to me just by sight, or because I'm dead, they'll, like, despawn or leave or whatever. But yeah, not a beginner-friendly game, I would say. Yeah, we've lost even more of our max health total, you can see in the right there. Basically have half of the total we could have. Or at least not losing anything to, like, the cold right now. But we'll have to see what they think of us now as we get back to base. I'm really hoping they might have despawned with, like, the day done and a new morning here. But I don't think I'll get lucky when it comes to that. Oh, no, maybe I will. Yeah, I guess we'll just break our body down for some bone shards. Okay, well, it is what it is. I can't even say we've survived for the full go, since we have had 2 deaths already now. Okay, yeah, we got Houndstooth and bone shards. I'll just store something wherever I can. Might as well get a fire going again. And yeah, the log suit completely broke, so that's something we'll have to try repairing, although it might not be too bad to actually replace that. I do think it is one of the more mandatory pieces of equipment, given how much damage you would take without it. Yeah, I'll keep the flower crown on just so it helps our sanity for now, and we'll end this episode of Don't Starve Together right here for today. Quite a rough start to the week after a rough end to the week, too, but a couple more episodes, we'll try to get through to the end of winter, show off what happens when the full year does basically pass for the game, and then move on to something more October Halloween themed for a series from there. But thank you guys for joining me on this episode of Don't Starve Together. If you did like the video, be sure to give it a like, and if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, be sure in the comments right down below. Until I see you all next video or episode, those survivors, please remember, as always, to take care and stay alive.